The opening shot, a tilted pedestal down from the sky to the house, creates suspense and engages our sophisticated audience, making them wonder what will be revealed as we move down. The sky itself, with ambient sounds of wind and birds, creates a sense of tranquility and equanimity, suggesting our setting to be rural or rural urban fringe. This may be similar to the places some of our primary audience live, helping them to create a sense of connection and stimulating a feeling of familiarity. When the house comes into the shot, it is immediately established that the setting is rural. It helps to connote the isolation of our character's new life. As the car moves into the shot, it implies Millie is purposely isolating herself. It's intended to make the audience question why she wants to be alone, concluding, perhaps, that she is scared of social interactions. This satisfies the uses and gratifications of information as the audience gain insight into the character's life. This type of car would stereotypically be used by families or large groups of people. We subverted this by having Millie use it on her own without family. This again establishes the sense of isolation. The space in the car would normally be filled with people, but instead she is on her own. The car could also connote the pressure she feels from society. The medium close up of Millie looking distressed signifies her anxiety and fear of moving into a new home. It shows her alone without the support of her family and leaves the audience wondering whether she wants to be away from society. The medium close up gives the audience opportunity to identify with her, as it relays a situation they can relate to and reignites feelings they may have once felt. It helps them to connect to our character. The eyeline match appeals to less sophisticated audiences. The viewer sees directly what Millie is looking at instead of needing to imagine it like our more sophisticated audience would do. Soft melodic music starts to play as she opens the door. This connotes Millie's apprehension and the start of something new in her life, as well as marking a poignant moment. The tracking as she unpacks connotes Millie's decreasing apprehension as she becomes more acquainted with her new home. Her life becomes more fluid and smooth. It shows a slight change in Millie as we see her gain in confidence. The active audience see a slight development in her, helping them to identify further. As Millie makes her bed, you see her straightening out the sheets several times. This could connote that she's a very precise and neat person, subverting the stereotype that all artists are messy, encouraging our audience not to make assumptions about people. The music changes to become atonal. This connotes Millie's change in mood going into the long shot of her eating. This suggests her anxiety building as she realizes the reality of her isolated life. The long shot again adds the theme of loneliness as you see the empty chairs at the table. The blue low-key lighting connotes Millie's depressed mood, suggesting she isn't enjoying this new life as much as she thought she would. This appeals to personal identity as viewers see her alone at the table, away from family, and recall a feeling like this they have had in their life. They don't want Millie to feel this way. The close-up of the phone showing a text from Millie's mum suggests the pair are quite close, possibly hinting that she is Millie's only proper friend, resulting in her social anxiety. This gives the audience information on Millie's background, suggesting a close family. The close-up of Millie's face shows her looking sad and puzzled, wondering how to reply. This is a quick cut, connoting the panic at needing to reply and not wanting to trouble her mum of how she's really feeling. The music then goes back to being melodic as Millie sends her reply. This could connote the comfort she feels from texting her mum, showing the bond between the two. This gives the audience more of an idea of Millie's character and what matters in her life. The audience may associate with this, perhaps thinking of someone who often makes them feel this way. The previous shots seen are a mixture of a long and short take showing continuity editing. This connotes Millie's straightforward life of staying at home and watching TV, thus presenting our subversion of ideologies linked with 20-year-olds. Stereotypically, this age group go out every night drinking with friends and socialising. This caters for our sophisticated primary audience who enjoy being challenged with problems to solve. They want to know why she isolates herself and how it all began. With the use of close-ups, it also allows our secondary and less mature audience to connect with Millie through personal identity, due to their personal experiences of social anxiety or loneliness. The opening of the curtains connotes beginnings in Millie's life. A new day has started. There's a change in the narrative, the disequilibrium, and a new motivation. The fact the room becomes brighter as the curtains open connotes Millie's life is getting more interesting and exciting. This foreshadows her later discovery of art and how it brings her to life. There is a sudden change in music when Millie is putting on her coat. It becomes more dynamic and heavier. This connotes Millie's eagerness and restlessness to find out what's in the shed. The tracking towards Millie before this connotes the build-up of her emotions and the concentration of them on this particular moment, suggesting her sudden urges and change in her. The tracking here shows Millie's progression through temporal and spatial verisimilitude. This causes suspense to be built as audiences grow eager to find out what's in the shed, and how it could potentially affect Millie as a character. This appeals to a person's self-actualization according to Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The tracking as she steps into the shed connotes Millie's emotional elation as she finds there is more to discover. The yellowish tones connotes Millie's feelings of happiness and excitement as she discovers the art equipment. It also connotes her passion for art starting to come alive and surfacing. The blues, earlier, as well as the yellows now, gives art passive audiences certain ideologies. The fact colours affect us emotionally and physically in different ways meant we could attach an ideology to colours' effect without audiences necessarily noticing. The blue, stereotypically seen as a sad colour, suggests Millie's life as melancholy as an introvert, whilst the yellow, stereotypically a happy colour, suggests that a life following your passions can bring happiness. This use of ideologies can be linked to the hypodermic syringe theory. The close-up of the hand activates the audience senses and makes them think and feel the different textures that are displayed on the table. This satisfies their need for creativity. The extreme close-up provides the audience with personal identity as they can share Millie's feelings at this pinnacle moment. They may also notice the change in Millie from earlier scenes, giving them a clear sense of development. The medium long shot gives the audience a picture of the shed itself. The shed can be used to store unused things. It connotes that art has always been in Millie's life, in the darkest recesses of her mind, but that she has neglected it and passed it by until now.